Tomahawkies, a brand new series starting November 19th. The goal of the series is to get from 1-star MMR all the way to 6-star MMR while never using guns, melee, explosives, or about anything else you can imagine. MMR stands for matchmaking rating and is generally how you stack up against other players and is used by the game to determine who you play against. The one tool I have in my arsenal is a 1-point trait called Tomahawk. The description reads, melee weapons in the world can be thrown, which includes axes, hammers, shovels, and pitchforks. They're scattered about in the world and are guaranteed spawns in some places on the map. Now, I'd like to go through some of the rules before I actually begin so that everyone knows exactly what to expect going in, and I'll start with the loadout I'll be using. Weapons. When I load into a game, I can't take anything. Absolutely nothing. The weapon slots should never be filled. Even the axes and the hammers that I can use, the ones that you can bring into a match, can't be thrown with Tomahawk, so there's no reason I should ever have those slots filled loading into a match. However, I can take weapons from downed hunters, leaving them with nothing if they happen to get back up after a teammate revives them, or if a solo revives. I still can't use the weapons that I find on hunters, but I can deprive them of the weapons. If I want to melee an AI, or a monster, I have to use my spyglass or a found melee weapon in the world. I can't use any of the weapons that I find on hunters, I can't use consumables or any other tools. And speaking of spyglass, it's time we talk about the tools part of the loadout. All tools are banned. With the exceptions of the electric lamp and the spyglass. I'm solely taking the spyglass because if I fill up my 2 hunter weapon slots, I can still have a fist weapon. First aid kit is banned as well. I'll have no healing besides for what I find in the world, and a little more coming up. Initially, I thought it was going to be Tomahawk trait and Tomahawk throwing axes because there's a throwing axe skin just called Tomahawk, but I thought it might be too easy. So please remind me in about 3 months that I said that. Moving on to consumables, the one thing I can bring into a match is a medical box, which can heal you for 100 HP one time. However, through a little debate, we decided that if I find a stamina shot in the wild, I'll be able to use it. So we're allowing that for now. It'll be a little treat now and then. Everything else is off limits, which includes explosives, any fire bombs, beetles, and any shots. As far as world found items go, I obviously have to find weapons to throw with Tomahawk, with melee weapons. I'm allowing medkits and lanterns for burning down bodies. And because I'm allowing lanterns, that's why I didn't allow firebombs as well. Even if I happen to find some of the explosives or beetles or anything I found in the world, if it's listed in the previous slide as not being able to be used, I can't use it. And any envelopes you find that give your hunter XP boost or upgrade points, that's also off limits. As far as traits go, sometimes meatheads will drop traits and you can find them scattered about in compounds. That's completely off limits unless I happen to find one in the correct trait order, which I'll be going into now. Tier 2, 3, and legendary hunters come with multiple traits equipped. I'm going to be re-rolling these hunters until I happen to have at least 5 trait points so I can buy Tomahawk and Silent Killer. If I happen to have leftover points, I can't use them until I extract from one mission. Once I extract, I can't just take any trait I want. I have to follow an exact order that I'll be calling the trait order for this challenge. Number 1, Tomahawk. I think that should be obvious why I probably need that for the challenge. Number 2 is Silent Killer. When you throw your weapon with Tomahawk, your character will grunt, and that can ruin a good throw if it's a long distance. The enemy has time to hear it and turn towards you and be like, what's going on? So I think I'm going to take this for all of my hunters so that I never have to ruin a good throw. Number 3 is Kite Skin. It's not a lot, but it does keep me healthy in certain scenarios where I might be falling off ledges and I don't have much to heal myself. Number 4, Determination. Easier to deal with monsters and keeps the game moving just a little bit faster. Number 5, Dauntless. It's really cool when it works, and I might need to be camping a little bit here and there, and being able to get rid of explosives would be really nice. Number 6, Adrenaline. AI will be quite the threat, and if I ever get pinned in a corner or in certain fights, getting my stamina back fast will be pretty useful. Number 7, Gator Legs. Keep it moving and die less in the water, hopefully. It's always nice to dodge a little bit faster when you're getting shot when people set up an ambush in the water. Number 8 is Poacher. It'll be nice to enter the compounds a little bit quieter. I'm already going to be weak enough as it is, just having Tomahawk trying to push in. Number 9, Bloodless. Bloodless keeps you from escalating from light bleeding to medium or intense bleeding. So you'll bandage faster, and you'll also take less damage from dogs or hunters or concertina armoreds. Anything that makes you bleed will do less damage over time. Number 10, Quartermaster. Allows me to take a little bit more from downed enemy hunters, and it's also filler to make the next traits a little harder to get. Number 11, Beastface. Just improves my ability to silently reposition to different spots in the compound or around the map without setting off any noise traps. Number 12, Necromancer. Being able to revive yourself can be a huge MMR trap, but it can also provide really good opportunities. Number 13 is Greyhound. It lets you run faster, further, before you get tired. Lets me chase down people who are running away with the bounty, or run away with the bounty if I happen to be on that end. Number 14 is Lightfoot. This is the ultimate tool for sneaking around and repositioning silently, and I'll need a lot of that if I'm able to get kills on people in higher MMRs. And number 15, Resilience. Basically just a strong buff to Necromancer. It revives me at full health, so I already don't have much healing, so anything I can get to buff that is very much useful. The miscellaneous rules that I may not have been able to cover in any of the other slides. If I break any of my rules, it costs me one entire game using Necromancer and the minimum amount of health chunks, and I just have to run to the closest hunter I find and die as much as I can. If you're familiar, it's basically called deranking. People hate it, but for this challenge, it's strictly a punishment, not a benefit. I can melee attack monsters with melee weapons that I find in the world. I can't use guns that I find on people, tools, or consumables. Until I find a melee weapon that I use in the world, I have to either use my fists or spyglass. I can't extract from a mission until I down at least one hunter, or I extract with a bounty token. Throughout the challenge, I'm going to be using an app called Hunt Players that directly tracks your MMR. It tells you your exact MMR after every game. That's just to verify that I'm not cheating or like doing splicing or playing in between. I want you guys to see everything I'm doing either on Twitch or YouTube. I'm going to be editing it all, creating a graph with that. I'll be streaming about half of my sessions on Twitch, and the other half I'll be doing offline on YouTube. That's something I kind of just want to feel out and get a vibe for what one I like more. And if you guys like one more in particular, I'll be editing all of them and putting all of them on YouTube, whether it's Twitch or offline. But I'll take a little while to get used to that. And finally, a big shout out to Simple Flips, who inspired Tomahawkies with his Mario Maker 2 series called Walkies, where he didn't use the run button and got to S rank in the player versus player mode. If you like challenges like this, I'd highly recommend you check out his content. It's incredible. And that's it. November 19th is the first stream, so strap in, enjoy the ride, let's see where this goes.